Why does the land that gave birth to the ethos of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam struggle with civic sense, while Europe, with its diverse cultures, seems to have it all figured out? This is a question that often echoes in the minds of many. India, a country where patriotism runs deep, paradoxically grapples with a lack of civic sense. Why is it so? Imagine two homes. One is neat, clean and well kept, much like a typical European city. The other, while brimming with love and warmth, is littered with garbage, akin to many Indian streets. Both homes are deeply loved by their residents, yet the difference in their upkeep is stark. This metaphorical comparison prompts us to ponder, can love for one's home, or in this case one's country, be truly complete without the essential element of civic sense? These questions invite us to delve into the heart of this paradox. So, let's dive into this paradox and explore it further. Have you ever boarded a train in India? If yes, then you might relate to this incident. Let me recount a journey I once had. It was a bustling day at the railway station in Mumbai, the city that never sleeps. The train arrived, a riot of sounds, colors, and a tidal wave of people. Inside the compartment, it was a world unto itself. Wrappers were strewn on the floor like confetti after a parade, and the air was an orchestra of loud conversations, children crying, and music blaring from mobile speakers. It seemed like an unspoken consensus that personal space and peace were mere illusions. Now let's board a different train, this time in the heart of Europe. I remember stepping onto a train in Munich. The contrast was striking. The compartment was a quiet oasis, as if insulated from the outside world. The floor was clean and there was a respectful hush in the air. The only sound was the soft hum of the train on the tracks. Passengers spoke in hushed tones, music was confined to headphones, and everyone seemed to be in a silent agreement to respect the shared space. But why these stark differences? The passengers on both trains were humans after all. They were going from one place to another, some to work, some to meet loved ones, and some simply traveling. But their behaviors were as different as night and day. In India, despite the patriotic fervor, there seems to be an indifference towards the public spaces we share with our fellow citizens. We are passionate about our country, but this passion often doesn't extend to our civic duties. On the other hand, in Europe, there is a deep-rooted sense of responsibility towards the community. The respect for public spaces, the discipline, the mindfulness. It's not just about the law, but about a sense of shared ownership and mutual respect. This is not an isolated incident, but a common scene in most public spaces in India. It's high time we introspect and take steps towards cultivating a better civic sense, for the love of our country and for the sake of our shared futures. Ever wondered why there is such a vast gap in civic sense between these two regions? Let's dive into the root cause of this issue. One major factor is the lack of education. Yes, we're not just talking about academic education here, but the education of civic sense. In many European countries, children are taught the importance of cleanliness, respecting public property, and the concept of public good right from their formative years. On the other hand, in India, while academic education has made strides, civic education often takes a back seat. This gap in the educational system leaves many without the understanding of their role in maintaining public spaces and respecting community living. Next, let's talk about awareness, or rather, the lack of it. Awareness about the importance of civic sense is integral to its practice. In Europe, there is a strong emphasis on creating this awareness from a young age. Be it through school curricula, public service announcements, or community initiatives, the message of civic responsibility is reinforced time and again. Contrastingly, in India, while there are attempts to raise such awareness, they often get lost in the noise of everyday life. The message is not reiterated enough, and as a result, it does not permeate through the layers of society as effectively. Then there's the issue of enforcement. European nations have strict laws and regulations to ensure civic sense, and they are enforced with diligence. Penalties for littering, vandalizing public property, or breaking traffic rules are stringent and act as strong deterrents. In India, while there are laws in place, their enforcement is often lax. This, coupled with a general lack of accountability, leads to the perpetuation of poor civic habits. In sum, the gap in civic sense between India and Europe can be attributed to differences in education, awareness, and enforcement. It's a complex issue, but not one that is insurmountable. It will require a concerted effort from all of us to bridge this gap. The problem is not insurmountable. but it needs a concerted effort from all of us. So, how can we bridge this gap? How can we make India cleaner, quieter, and more respectful of public spaces? The answer is simple yet profound. It starts with us, the individuals. It's time we take responsibility for our actions, lead by example, and encourage others to follow suit. Remember, every journey begins with a single step. Let that step be the one where we pick up a piece of litter from the street and put it in the bin. Let's not wait for someone else to do it. Let's be that someone else. And when we do, let's ensure we share our actions, inspiring others to follow our lead. Educating others is another crucial step. Let's talk about the importance of cleanliness, quietness, and respect for public spaces with our friends, family, and community. Let's share stories, articles, and videos that highlight the importance of civic sense. Advocacy for stricter rules and their enforcement is also important. Let's support the government and local bodies in implementing rules that encourage civic sense. Let's be the voice that demands change. Lastly, let's not forget to appreciate and acknowledge those who demonstrate good civic sense. Recognition can be a powerful motivator. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. It will take time, patience, and persistent efforts, but we can and we must do it. The change starts with us. Let's pledge to improve our civic sense and make our country a better place to live. It's time for us to step up and make a difference. We've seen the gap, understood the causes, and explored the way forward. Now, it's in your hands. Let's start treating our public spaces with respect and foster a sense of shared responsibility. Share this message and let's spread awareness about the importance of civic sense. Remember, change begins with us. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Together we can make a difference.